All right, let's do this. This is Valkyrie, and today you're gonna get an introduction. We're gonna push it out, wash it, drive it up the road, go fill it up, and just get everybody familiar. But first, we got some work to do. So, I've decided to change my bar angles to try and make a little bit more traction off the line. But having done so, has changed my pinion angle, and I have to correct for that. But here's the problem. This is the turnbuckle that came with factory UPR upper control arm, I think. I can't remember. Anyways, factory turnbuckle, and it is too short. We need to lengthen it. So this is what I've come up with some help from some friends. So I went to a off-road shop, and an off-road shop has this off-road shop has a custom control arm building area where they've got these inserts that are made to go inside of a pipe of a specific size, and it comes with one that's reverse thread and one that is regular thread. So with the help of that off-road shop and Mike Duffy Race Cars, Mike Duffy at Mike Duffy Race Cars, we have built this. You can see the size difference there. It's about 1 inch longer, so about a 1/2 inch longer on each side. I believe that's going to help us get more thread engagement on those rod ends. Alright, got the drive shaft installed, torque down, everything's good. We're going to see what the angle of this thing is now. If you guys can see that. That can be finicky sometimes. 1/2 degree to 1 degree down. Okay, we got to measure the pinion angle. I messed up some footage, so I've got to do that now, and I'm going to do that right off that strange pinion flange. This thing is going to show opposite as far as up or down angle because I'm not switching sides. See, it's got a little arrow right there, focus, a little arrow on the side. In order for that to be correct, I'd have to go around the other side of the car and have it flip back the other way, but I'm just going to do it from this side. So right now it shows 0.2, let me redo that, 0.2, let me redo it, 0.4, let me redo it, 0.3, so we'll just call that 0.3. Call that 0.3, it shows down, but of course we know that means up. So it's 0.3 up right now. Okay, so this is what the driveline looks like right now. The transmission is pointed 3.5 degrees down, the drive shaft is 0.6 degrees down, and the pinion angle is 0.3 degrees up. This isn't going to work. Pretty much what's going to happen is transmission is going to be spinning at a constant speed, and if you were to put it on a graph, if you were to have a speed sensor on the transmission and a speed sensor on the pinion flange, let's say you were at 60 miles an hour, this would show just a regular line going at 60 miles an hour. But this speed sensor on the pinion would be going up and down, up and down, up and down. Both speeds would be 60 miles an hour on average. But because the transmission output shaft and the pinion flange isn't on the same plane, isn't parallel, it's going to be going up and down, up and down. That's not good for U-joint life.
And it's also not good for traction because the wheels are going to constantly be trying to speed up and slow down and speed up and slow down. So to correct this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the pinion up to about 2 degrees total, which would still leave 1.5 degrees out of plane, down. Too far, not up enough, 2 degrees. But when the car starts to accelerate, even though that this is a 3-link suspension, it's not completely solid, and it will still move, especially if you've got any type of anti-squat and the suspension separates. That number is going to go up. Even that 0.3 might go up 1.5 degrees, maybe even 2 degrees. So what I'm going to do is set it at 2 degrees, so that way whenever a car launches and it separates, should be about right. Should be right at that 3.5 degree mark. So let's do that.
Okay, I've adjusted the pinion angle. I'm going to show you what I've adjusted it to. And you can see it's like 1.8, 2.0 is pretty much what I have it set at. 2 degrees up. You should see the arrow says down, but it's really up. Badass cars. Oh. Right. I gotta mount this still. Yep, that's not a start button. FYI. Hard to do. Cool. Let's go. flat duty cycle. That, what was it, profile 2, yeah. That's first gear, yep. 45% duty cycle. That should equate to about 9 PSI. Okay, let's get out of here. Sorry y'all can't see everything. Yeah, I don't have 3 hands, otherwise it'd be a lot better. But we're gonna try and make it somewhere where we can be away from everybody and talk about what Valkyrie is. All right, we finally made it here. This is Valkyrie. Sorry if there's some wind noise, but I'm gonna go over what this car is, how I got it, and what the future is. So originally I got this car back in Washington State while I was stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington. I did headers right off the bat. I didn't own it for a week, and I did headers and a tune from Lund, you know, air intake, basic stuff, gears. And then I got orders to Korea. So the Army let me take it with me. So I took this to Korea. Had a lot of fun with the car groups there. Didn't really do much else besides suspension and the wheel and tires that are on it now, essentially. While I was there, that's all I really did. Came back to the United States, and I got a turbo kit for it. Finally, after you know, getting the money together and stuff, got the turbo kit, put it in, and at the same time I got a Ben Calimer Stage 3 MT82 with a Vengeance Stage 2 clutch. It's a dual clutch, aluminum drive shaft, and again, Lund tuned, 10 PSI. It made about 720, I think, on E85. So I didn't have very much success. I went to a couple of no preps. I'm into no prep, so went to a couple of no preps, and I didn't do too hot. I had a lot of trouble trying to make the car come off the line cleanly. It was either bog because there wasn't enough boost, or not enough RPM, or it was spin. I could never get it to do a nice middle ground. Sometimes it could, but it was kind of rare, and it was normally while I was testing and never on competition. So I decided to get a Turbo 400. Turbo 400 was built by Perez Performance. It's got a 4,600 RPM stall, 4-inch aluminum drive shaft. I pulled the rear end out and I had it braced. I put a spool in it, and yeah, that's about it. It's got Viking shocks in the rear. In the front is single adjustable strange. Single adjustable stranges with actually V6 front Mustang springs. And also, everybody's going to call me crazy, but I put the V6 05 to 09 brakes on the front as opposed to the Brembos that it came with. Much lighter. They feel a little bit weird in the brake pedal because the piston sizes are different, but I didn't change the master cylinder. Turbo kits from On3, 62mm turbos. It's a little dirty in here still. I haven't cleaned it up, but pretty basic stock Gen 1 engine, oil pump gears, crank sprocket.
On3 twin turbos. Got 2.5 pound springs in the wastegates. It's got 4-port wastegate electronic controllers. It's got a return fuel system. Sai-Li, pretty cheap, but it works, especially for my power level. Stock block can't handle much more than 700 is what I've been told, but I've also been told with a Turbo 400, since it's not a non-lockup, it can actually take a bit more. Right now it's pretty safe. E85, 10 pounds of boost, 700-ish horsepower based on the trap speeds that I'm seeing. Team Z K member. I didn't want to put a rear sway bar, or I didn't want to put a roll bar in this thing because I still like to drive it on the street every once in a while. So I found white line rear sway bar. It's actually meant for like road course. You can see how thick it is, and I preloaded it a little bit to try and keep the car level while it's launching. And you can see the Viking shocks in there, and you know, pan hard bar. You can see the springs I got in there. I put the little height adjuster in there. This is actually the lowest it will go. I was trying to get the center of gravity up a little bit on the car. You can see how much gap there is in that front fender with the V6 springs. That's one of the reasons why I did it. Try and get the weight up so that way it moves back easier. And I also got this really nice piece. Splurged a little bit. Got a Fat Fab catch can. It's not really installed the best. It's got really nice fittings over there, but on this side I didn't order the right fittings, so I have to order the right fittings for that. But it works. There's some stuff to be done, but as of right now, I think I'm done working on it. As far as upgrades goes, you know, fixing is about the only thing I want to do for the rest of this year. But I really need to take it to the track. It's been so long since I've been to the track. I don't know when it's going to run. Some of my buddies seem to say it'll run a 9.9. 9.9! 9.9! I kind of doubt it. Maybe a 10.2, low 10. But we'll see. Let's go for a drive. Much different, especially from having only driven manual, fast-ish kind of cars.
is so much different. It is ridiculous. Well, there's your introduction to Valkyrie. Or the Valkyrie. Let me know what you guys think. If you're interested, I can go into detail on any one of the aspects of this car. I will be going to the track on Friday or Saturday. I think Thunder Valley has a test and tune